Yes, it says we are live. So I want to say hello to everybody watching the Solo Cruise Tips Show. Yeah, we are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. I'm just going to be talking gobbledygook for the first few seconds to allow people to join us. Hopefully, they are going to join us. And I want to introduce, first of all, our special guest. And wow, we've had a whole load of people suddenly join us as well. So, hello, everybody. We are so happy to have Steve P from Passion for Cruises as our guest today. Steve, please say hello.
Yeah, a huge hello, and it's fantastic to see everybody for the first time as well. So delighted to be here.
And I have to introduce everybody else, of course, the Cruises for Solos team. And we have Cruising with Alison.
Hi everyone. No dog this week.
Yeah, where is Archie? Because last time
Archie's away. He's out of the room. He caused a riot the last time, so he's banished.
He's banned. You've banned him. Oh no, we're looking forward to it. And we have in Scotland at the moment Fraser, the Solo Traveller _UK. That's correct, isn't it, Fraser?
Yeah. Perfect. Good evening, everyone.
I get that right. And live from Barcelona Airport, who's just come off the Wonder of the Seas, who's going to be jumping on a plane in the next hour or so. Thank you for joining us. We have Travelling with Lizzie Lou. Now, just to let you know, with our American friends, Chili Cruises, he got a message to go and get a jab, literally, at the time we kicked off now. So Chili is now sat in a chair and he's having a jab, and a booster jab, He had to do it straight away because otherwise he's got to wait. He's on a cruise next week. So he's going to be hopefully turning up in the next half hour. And as far as Mr. Bucket List is concerned, I don't know where he is, to be honest with you. I've got no idea. Now, please ask the team any questions that you have, And I'm just going to say, I'll go for it very quickly to start with. Philip has said, evening, everyone. Hi, Philip. How you doing?
Philip.
Hi, Philip.
Hi, Philip.
Shirley says hi. Now, sometimes we get some Facebook users who we don't know who you are, because you have to put there's got these 3 dots where you can add your name to it above the Facebook version. So if you're on Facebook, just say your name and then say who. That way we know who you are. So hi, whoever that is. And Katy says hi, everyone.
Hey, hi, Katy.
Hi, Katy.
Hey.
Hi.
And we have Mark the Shark. I love that. I love that name, Mark the Shark.
Hi, Mark.
And Lauren said, have a hi, everyone. I will go back to the questions. If you've got any questions about solo cruising, please ask us, Right, we're going to start with our guest. Now, as you know, we have announced that Cruises for Solos with Passion for Cruises, We're going to be doing some joint ventures together. And that's going to include hosted cruises, And I'm already on one, which we'll talk about on October the 1st. Thanks, Steve. That's going to be in at the deep end, isn't it? And we've got others to announce as well. But Passion for Cruises, Steve, Please, Passion for Cruises are in the UK. Please explain to everyone about Passion for Cruises and what you do.
Yeah, sure. Before I do that, though, Pete, I just want to a quick mention to you, and glad to have you back in one piece after some of the videos I saw on the preview as well. So thank you for coming back in one piece. All right.
I did the drop and I did the rush on the Prima. I've just come off that. They're on YouTube and there's a video of me on them. I also did the go-karts and I beat everybody, by the way. I haven't got a video of that, which is typical. But Steve, no, Passion for Cruises.
To have you back. But absolutely. So just a brief summary on Passion for Cruises. It's sort of 10 years now where we've been focused in on the solo cruise market, and that has become our niche market. And effectively, we've said it before, but we are eating, sleeping, breathing solo offers, and we have such a wonderful relationship with our members and guests. And on top of that, that's backed up with incredible relationships now with the cruise line partners as well, who have really warmed and woken up to the solo narrative now, which is fantastic. So The community is a very happy place, just like obviously your arena as well, Pete. So, you know, it's a real positive place. And I guess one of the challenges we've always had has been just the sheer volume of opportunity which we have, which now it's how to break that big exciting news, because there are literally doors opening all the time at the moment, and it's lovely to see people who are linking pre-cruise. It's lovely to see people who are linking on board the ship at dining, because we link people together, and that's a huge issue if you are cruising by yourselves. I'm sure we've all eaten by ourselves in restaurants or hotels. So obviously that huge objection is overcome, and for the best part, the linking works really well. We even have now these blue bands which have become almost cult status in the industry, which we send out, and one, probably the most single asked question I get asked is when will I get my blue band? And it's a week before, everyone. Okay, a week before we do tend to send them out, just prior to the tickets.
Now, if I prep myself properly, Steve, I'd have my blue band on me. I can see it, but I can't reach it. I can't reach it. You know, that's typical, isn't it? I just want to say, by the way, for our American members on Cruises for Solos that are watching, we haven't forgotten you. You know, we are going to be doing cruises where you can book from the United States. We will let you know about that. Steve, we're discussing that, aren't we? So we're not just going to be doing things for our UK members, for Cruises for Solos members. We have our members from the United States, from Europe, Australia, New Zealand, everywhere. We're not going to forget everybody else, are we, Steve?
No, absolutely not. And we're just progressing the best way forward for that, and we want to get it right. So once we actually formulate the strategy for that, and it won't be too much long to wait now, and we look forward to just advising everybody overseas exactly how that's going to work.
Now, if you're not sure what we're talking about hosted cruises, yeah, where myself, one of our team, will be on board a ship with our fellow members, yeah, and we'll be hosting the cruises, and that's especially great for anybody who's never cruised before. We've got a few questions. I'm just going to go through. Mark the Shark. Good afternoon to my beautiful people. Just to let you know that I'm on the Harmony of the Seas, Royal Caribbean, doing a back-to-back. Hope you can enjoy the trip. Can you hear feedback, by the way, gang?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know who it is, but I know it's me. I don't know I'm not sure where it's coming from. We do apologise about that, but we're going live. We can't do anything about those. Harmony is doing a back-to-back. Hope you enjoy your trip, because be safe. It says, I'm glad to see you. And Phil, I'm looking for a Caribbean 2023 that doesn't go or start in the USA. Steve, any suggestions?
There are a few options. Certainly we have now. We want to exclude the Miami sailings with Celebrity, because there are some wonderful no single supplements on the Silhouette. But I think Barbados, there's still availability on the seaside with MSC on a 14-night rotation. And it's the most stunning itinerary, because it covers Martinique and Guadeloupe, which don't always appear on itineraries. But there are some very keen prices on the Barbados 14-night trips, January, February, and March now. Okay.
What I was going to say, by the way, guys, we want to try and mute in your mics individually to see whether or not who's got the feedback. Steve, is that you? Have you muted your mic? We're just going to check the mics to see who's muted. Are you able to do that, Steve?
Yeah, it's not mine.
Sorry, Alison?
It's not you. We'll have
Yeah,
to
it's not mine.
It's not me. No, I've got a feeling it's Steve.
I think it might be.
Yeah, I've got a feeling it's Steve. We're going to carry on. So we've got that one here. Mike. Hey, Mike. How are you doing? We've got some great announcements to make, by the way. Mike, the cocktail man. I can't wait. I'm going to be cruising with Mike on the Virtuosa on October the 1st. Hi, Pete. I hope you're enjoying your cruise. I've just come off it. I've just come off the Prima, by the way, just to go through that. right? Let's go through more of these questions to see, and hopefully we can get Steve back, because Steve is in Wales. Good idea. He's going to go and come back. Yeah, good idea. Jackie says, "Hi, right. Let's go down all these questions to see. We're trying to answer them."
How many have you got in the virtuosa now, Pete? How many? I know there was 300 last count. Is it still? Is it
Just
over
to
that
let
now?
everyone know, we have three. I'm doing the first of our hosted cruises on the 1st of October, the Virtuosa, and there's over 300 of us. I don't know how many more.
Wow.
I want to check with Steve to find out whether there's more availability. Right, Vera. Hi, do you think you guys would go on another Virgin Voyages cruise, considering they're not very solo friendly on your first sailing with them? Well, just to explain, I did a Virgin Voyages cruise myself. You've done one, Lizzie, as well, haven't you? And I met Fraser on board. That's how we got to meet each other at midnight, didn't we, Fraser?
That's right.
And
yeah.
they don't have solo meetings, right, at all. Now, but they do have a whole load of solo cabins, and they had an amazing deal for next year where you could, all cruises were no single supplement. I think that's finished now. So they've made a huge effort for that. But the problem I found with Virgin Voyages is because it's mostly speciality restaurants are included in the price, you tend to go to a speciality restaurant and eat. So I found that I was eating by myself, and I found I was buying myself quite a lot as well. Steve's back, so we put him back in again, see what happens. So I found the solo experience difficult to meet other people. If you've met them beforehand, I think you'd have a wonderful time. But Lizzie, I think you've had a different feedback about that, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, I was on Scarlet Lady last year, solo, and I met so many new friends, and we all did Valiant Lady together this year. So I think it's like when you do solo cruising, even if it isn't with Virgin, you sometimes need to put yourself out there. So that's what I did with on Scarlet. I met friends in hot tubs, in the lifts, and at the dining dinner table.
Yeah, Steve, it's definitely coming from you, by the way. The feedback's coming from you. It's obviously, if you've got your sound up, bring your sound down, because it's hearing you, it's hearing us talking and going feeding back into it.
Yeah, so, I think did I not read? I think I posted something, Lizzie, the other day that Virgin are now doing status match, and isn't that right? They're doing same as MSC. They're doing a status match, which is great.
Yeah, I saw that notice, and it seems like such a good deal. So I'm definitely going to see if I can status match my Royal Caribbean status.
And I think they're also doing for anyone that cruised in the first year. They're not doing lifetime perks. There's some sort of lifetime perks. So if you're someone that cruised with Virgin in the very first year, I mean, definitely go for that as well and see what's on offer.
Right. And Fraser, your opinion about Virgin Voyages, and then I'm going to go to making some announcements, and I'll come back to the questions in about 5-10 minutes. So, Fraser, what did you think about Virgin Voyages?
So, I mean, I really enjoyed the ship. I thought the ship was absolutely stunning. It's one of them you get on and you just repeatedly say wow every single time you turn a corner. I mean, if anyone's seen my videos, I was pretty public with the fact that I didn't enjoy the lack of meetups or the lack of meeting people. And I actually didn't really meet anyone until the last night when I bumped into you halfway through the casino.
Bumped into me. Yeah, and I stuck a camera in your face, didn't I?
Lucky you, Fraser.
That was my first time on camera. But you know, it's so funny you asked this, Vera, because I'm actually looking at another Virgin cruise for November this year. And I think one thing that I did see from Scarlet to Valiant was that Virgin were really, really receptive to feedback, and they were really responsive to feedback. And you can see even with the cabin design, there was a lot of people said on Scarlet, you know, it felt a bit clinical, it felt really cold, and they definitely looked to change things like that. So I think, look, I maybe didn't have the best solo experience, but have I cut all ties with them? Absolutely not. I'll definitely give them another try and see how we get on.
I was only on for 3 days, so I can't really judge it. Right. Now, we've been talking about these hosted cruises, Now, it's an opportunity to have a host on board, one of us on board, and if you haven't cruised before, that's a solo. That's a really good way to have your first solo cruise. As you've all mentioned, Steve, I'm going to be on the Virtuosa on October the 1st. It's a 15-day cruise, and there's 300 solos from both groups on this, yeah. Plus, now is that still available, by the way, Steve, to book? Or is it too late to get on that?
There are only inside and outside cabins left. The balconies have sold out now.
Okay, so I've got a few. I'm going to announce another hosted cruise in a minute, but also I do know that you have with Passion for Cruises. Again, I'm on the World Europa in January the 27th. Yeah. Now that is available still, Steve, isn't it? It's a hosted cruise. They are UK flights, by the way. This is from the UK for the moment, so I apologise to our American friends. And it's a 7-day cruise. I mean, look at these prices. It's just unbelievable. Steve, please tell us about the that. It's their brand new ship as well, the brand new MSC Europa
yeah,
ship.
Absolutely. It's a brand new class of ship for them. Ironically, there are only a few Birmingham flight seats left now. The Gatwick one sold out over yesterday, actually. So there are still a lot of people jumping onto this one.
If you want to do this, you have to do this quick then, basically, yeah?
It's a wonderful itinerary. I was lucky enough to do almost the same itinerary in February. The only difference was the Saudi stop. But yeah, she does look absolutely spectacular.
Looks beautiful. Yeah.
There's a secret bar on board as well. It's a secret bar on board the World Europa, which you have to find. A speakeasy bar, yeah? A secret speakeasy bar. And literally you have to push into one of the walls, which are suddenly open to find it, and they're not going to tell us where it is. I'm going to find it, I guarantee you that. Okay, so if we want to do this cruise, there's only a few Birmingham flights left. Who are we flying with, by the way, Steve?
It's Emirates, yeah.
Flying with Emirates. It's a stunning price, stunning flights, stunning looking ship, but only Birmingham is left. So some of these you have to be quick, yeah. But we are announcing the next one. These are going to come up. There's going to be loads coming up, Steve. We are going to be working you. Alison cannot wait to get on one.
Absolutely.
Fraser can't wait to get on one. Lizzie can't wait to get on one. I know Chili can't wait to get on one. I don't know where Justin is, Mr. Bucket List. he's somewhere. I don't know where he's probably forgotten. He's
ticking off his bucket list somewhere.
Yeah, but this is the next one we are going to announce. Yeah, this is with Celestial Cruises. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah. All inclusive. Holy Land, Egypt, Greece, and Turkey. Again, these are UK flights for the moment. American friends, you can, I guess, do these from the UK, but we are going to be doing everything for you as well. But at the moment, we've got a few coming from the UK. Celestial Crystal, 3-star, I'd say the ships are. I think that's a bit fair, yeah. Now look at that. It's a fly cruise. I think it's only from Heathrow, Steve. That's correct, yes. It's the 4th of November, 2023. Clock those prices, yeah. Now, this is what's included. Oh, is it? It says Gatwick, Athens. Maybe it's. I can't remember. Is that correct, there, Steve?
Yeah, I think it's actually. Well, that's changed as well now. So it's going to be the Heathrow flights, but it's the same price, Pete.
And is it the same deposit, £99?
Yeah, it's £99 now.
So this is from Heathrow. You're talking about 1165. You're talking about 5 on Heathrow. It includes all your drinks, your tips, and 2 excursions, Cairo and Ephesus. Yeah, and this is what it's an amazing itinerary. Celestial. This is the itinerary. You fly to Athens. You leave at 5 o'clock. You leave at 5 o'clock, I guess, from Athens. You're at sea. Port Said for Giza. Ashida for Jerusalem. You got. I see 2 more people have. Mr. Bucket List has turned up. I'll say hello in a minute. Rhodes, you've got Turkey and Athens. That is absolutely stunning. Yeah. I'm going to say hello to Mr. Bucket List in a minute, but this includes your classic drinks package, 2 excursions included, your onboard tips included. I mean, this is the Crystal. I think you'd call her a 3-star ship, Steve. I think that'd be fair.
Yeah, I think that would be fair. It really is very much about the destination. I mean, you've got the 3 continents here, of course, but yeah, it's it really is. There's so much energy in the places which you're visiting. And I know you glossed over Ashdod, but that's actually for Jerusalem and for Bethlehem as well. So it's an incredible trip. And I know that's something quite close to Alison's heart. Because that's always been
absolutely.
on your list,
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I just, an absolute dream to go to both Israel and Egypt, actually, to see the pyramids. So, that would be fabulous. Kusadasi as well, absolutely beautiful port. You get to see Ephesus. So, fantastic cruise. My friend Jenny's just literally come off Celestial. She was at the weekend. She said the food is fabulous.
Yeah, but as I think it's got to be marketed correctly. It's more on the budget side of things. Very keenly priced with all your drinks. The gratuities are taken care of. I did look how much that Ashdod Bethlehem trip was, and I think you need to budget for an extra £102 for that full day excursion. But
it's actually pretty good value, I think.
In a lifetime moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good value, and the fact that you get the Cairo one and the Giza one and Ephesus as well, which that's what everyone wants to do when they go to Kusadasi. That's fantastic that's included as well.
Yeah, it really is.
And it was lovely because speaking to Celestial again, the big thing you notice with the date, it's actually 23, and what is happening in the marketplace now, cruise lines aren't reacting just to late departures for solo offers. They're actually a little bit more forward thinking at the moment.
It's stunning. It's a stunning. So if you want to join myself on board, I will be on board. And I can't wait because I've never been to that part of the world. I'm just so excited. So please contact Steve at Passion for Cruises. And again, I don't know how it's going to work for our American friends, Steve. They can obviously email you about that, and people from Europe as well, about how we do this, And I want to say hello to Mr. Bucket List. Hey,
Justin.
Hello, everybody. How you all doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I apologize. I was playing tennis, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute! I got a show to do." And so I had to run up from the court. Here.
Did you win the tennis? That's what we want to know.
Oh no, absolutely not. I was happy to get out of there.
Wow. I'm going to go back. Welcome anyway. I'm going to talk about the Prima as well, because I just come off the Prima, the Norwegian Prima. I got invited on. I was representing Passion for Cruises on it. And it was just an unbelievable ship. I will talk about that. But before we do, Lizzie, you're on Wonder of the Seas. I know you have to disappear at some point to catch your flight. Tell us about the Wonder of the Seas.
Yes, I have to catch. I've got to leave in about 2 minutes to catch my flight. Wonder of the Seas is massive. And I understand why it's not for everybody, because it's really a big resort at sea. But I really enjoyed it. There was so much to do. There's music playing everywhere all the time. Every game show on a cruise ship that you can think of is on this ship. And it's so big. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments. And when I get back home in a couple of hours on the flight, I'll try my best to answer them all. But Pete, do you have any questions for me?
I mean, I love Royal Caribbean as well. So it's a ship that I've looked at. I thought, wow, that's huge. That's a ship that I definitely want to do. So, Steve, bear that in mind, But we do have a deal for Symphony of the Seas, Steve. Yeah.
Yeah, we do, and that is something which is for 23 as well.
I'm going to go now.
Okay.
Lizzie, no, stay with us. You can't go. You don't want to catch a plane, do you? Bye, Lizzie. Thank you so much for. You know what? You know how to leave. That was Lizzie, the wonderful Lizzie Lou. Yeah, one of our wonderful admin team. She's now got to jump on a plane because she's just come off the Wonder of the Seas. I'm glad that she made it. I'm going to go. I'm going to talk about the Prima because I'm going to go back to the questions first of all. Laurie says you have to watch Pete going down the slides on the Prima. Yeah, I know.
I don't think I could do that. I don't know about the other guys, but I don't think I could do that.
Yeah,
just to explain that, on my YouTube channel, Cruising Tips Pete, they've got the rush and the drop. Now, they are slides. They're not water slides. They are slides that go from deck 18 all the way down to deck 8. And you sit on a mat. Now the rush, there were 2 slides together. You can race your friends. And I did. I raced Lindy, and I beat Lindy. Yeah, I beat Lindy. I showed. Where is he? Where is he? Lindy, one of the guys that were running it. I beat him, and I beat his friend Sonny as well, which is fantastic. And the drop, you literally get into it, and you wear the mat as such around you, and the floor just opens.
No.
And you drop. And then you're on deck 8 before you realize it. And so I did that as well. So wow, that's
what I loved about that one, Pete, I think it was at the drop that you came off, and there was it sort of comes out just where everyone's eating, and you got this big round of applause. I thought that's brilliant. Yeah.
Now what happened was I didn't bring my GoPro with me because I did the go-karts and I could have used it, but I had a shirt with a pocket there, yeah. So I put my phone in my pocket and the camera was sticking out of it, and I thought, I hope this will work. I hope it's not going to come out. And they let me do it, and it was fine because it was secure, and that's what I was wearing, so I couldn't control it. So yeah, if you wanted, it's a really great shortcut to the bar from deck 18. I really recommend it.
I think I'd take the stairs.
Yeah, I'm going to go through the questions very quickly.
Just on that, when you're on the Prima, is the plan to charge extra for those slides, or can you use it to get around the ship?
Now it's a very good question. Now, a lot of the things they will charge extra for, but I don't see how they can charge extra for doing the drop. The go-karts are extra to use everything, but I can't see the drop. I'm not sure. Don't quote, on that one, but I wouldn't necessarily pay to do the drop.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Let's go through some of the questions from everybody. Please ask a question if you have any questions. Yeah. So that's where were we? Let's go. Now Mark's in South Beach. Hi, Mark. Yeah, Laurie said that. And now here we go. Chris and Pete, really enjoying your Prima videos. Thanks. Book the Viva for the next year, November transatlantic. The Viva is the sister ship of the Prima, and the ship is just stunning, by the way. I'll talk about that and show you a few photographs. I'm going on my first solo cruise on Scarlet Lady in May. I'm a little excited, but a little nervous. Now, Vera, there are often Facebook groups for cruises, aren't there? Try to make friends beforehand if you possibly can in some of the groups for these particular cruises. It will really help you, especially with them. Sonny, hey, how you doing? I know Sonny is going to go on the Prima soon. The Prima is just unbelievable. Laurie says MCL Epic out of San Juan, April 23. Yeah.
I did that just before lockdown out of San Juan on the Epic. I did 10 days around the Caribbean. Fabulous. I love the Epic anyway, but yeah, fabulous. Yeah.
And Vera says Viking does some cruises out in San Juan as well. So again, a part of the world I haven't been to. Yeah. Was the Prima going to be? How was the Prima on that ship soon? Let's hear your review. I'll talk about that in a bit. It's a stunning ship. I really can't say enough about it. It's got an amazing concourse that goes around the whole of the ship. You can walk around on deck 8, and it's got infinity pools. It's got so many areas to chill. It's just staggering how much space there is. It really is. It's unbelievable. It's got a wonderful observatory, and it's doing something different with the food.
Yeah.
It's got the Indulge. It's got the Indulge food hall now, similar to what Virgin Voyages does with its food hall, but it's kept the buffet. And the food hall, again, there's videos out there, is just amazing. It really is. I'm going to fly through some of these questions. Facebook user, please add your name. I went solo from Barcelona and will definitely do it again. Love cruising from Barcelona. Jackie has said, as a solo cruiser with mobility scooter, the accessible cabin videos are really helpful, but I often find they start once inside the cabin. One difficulty is opening the front. That's not automatic. Now, Jackie, we were Chile Cruises.
Yeah.
Our mobility expert who's on a scooter is having his jab, is hoping to pop in. So please hang on. And if he does pop in, remind me, please, gang, to ask that question to Chile. Yeah. So a little bit, flick through what we're saying, and I'm going to go through some of the stuff. Virgin's starting to put solar meetings on now. Are they? I don't know.
I'm not
Shane-
sure, Dominic. Hi, Dominic.
Yeah, hi Dom. I'm Dom, by the way, is going to be on the World Europa with us. I met Dom on the Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, Dom was on my
On the-
fjords cruise.
We've got a question, Katy, Lizzie. What is your favourite dining venue on the Wonder of the
Oh,
Sea?
no.
I should have flipped. I do apologise, Katy. Ask that. I'm sure that Lizzie will see these. Yeah. Let's go. I'm flicking through. Katy was. I like the buffet. Jay likes the buffet and the dining room when I was on the Wonder. Thank you, Jay. That's really helpful. Noella says hi, everybody.
Hi, Noella.
Dubai is now a hosted cruise. Steve, Dubai is a hosted cruise, isn't it?
Yes, you're on it, Pete.
I know. And how many others are on it, roughly? Do you know?
How many? I think we're just short of 80 at the moment. 80
Wow.
solo guests on that one. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That's
And
so good.
we discussed that on the MSC Magnifica, didn't we, Dom? With the gang that we met on Anthem of the Seas. We booked through your passion on that one. We discussed that cruise, that possibility, and you came up trumps, didn't you? Nicola, I'm planning my first ever solo cruise. Very nervous about meeting people. Do you think MSL Prima Iceland, Norway from Southampton next year would be a good intro into cruising? Anybody want to get that?
Yeah. Absolutely. I think having done, I did the fjords in May from Southampton. We were on the Virtuoso though, and there was such a nice crowd and a good lot of solos on it. And I think it's the perfect cruise to start soloing. The scenery for one will be fantastic. But yeah, I think you'll get a nice crowd on that kind of itinerary. So yeah, I would definitely recommend that. If you haven't cruised before, head up to the fjords, and if you can do Iceland as well, if it's in the itinerary, even better.
Justin, any advice for the first solo cruise from your point of view? Mr. Bucket List has a wonderful video channel, by the way, with great advice and great tips. What would your advice be, Justin?
Definitely, of course, NCL is a great starter for solos. Like you said, go on Facebook, try to find groups like ours, for example, as other people are going to be on that cruise. And also, I would also recommend to download the Shipmate app as well, so you can see who's going to actually be on the cruise, because you'll find a lot of solos there as well. And then just have a blast.
And Fraser, have you got anything to add to that?
Yeah, no, I would just say that Norwegian, I think you're probably picking the cruise line really well. That was my first solo cruise, so I did Escape a few years ago. And whether you're in a studio cabin or if you're in a regular cabin, they're fantastic with solos, so I really don't think you get anything to worry about on that one.
Again, it's not about just the deal, by the way. It's about the experience, the cruising experience, solo meetups. NCL do it better than anyone else, there's no doubt. Other cruise lines are catching up. They need to catch up. Was the Prima overrated? It's underrated. If you ask me, I'll show you a couple of photographs in a minute. Jackie, I'd sniff out any secret bar. I'm right behind you, Jackie. I'm right behind you.
You'll race you to it, Jackie.
The Athens round trip, where does it? That's an amazing itinerary.
Yeah.
Steve, tell us about that while I bring in the wonderful Chile. Steve.
Hey, Chile.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
We've got a question for you in a minute, Chile. Steve, the Athens round trip, that's an amazing itinerary.
Oh, absolutely incredible, isn't it, Pete? Yeah, you just three continents in a week. It doesn't get much better than that.
Wow.
Chile, you just had a jab, yeah? Congratulations.
I just had a jab and a flu shot.
Oh wow! We've had a question for you, by the way, about from Jackie, one of the ladies, talking about accessibility scooter. A lot of videos start in the actual cabins, isn't it? But what about getting into them, and how does that work, and what issues are there? Any advice on that? And talk about your channel with the accessibilities, please.
Well, of course, I've now for about the last 4 or 5 years, I've started cruising through the eyes of being mobility challenged or in the eyes of disabled. I personally have had to use a scooter for, I guess, about 5 years now. But I really only started this year really with I've been on 13 cruises this year, and I've really started looking at accessibility issues. Over here on this side, we Scoot Around is everybody that needs a scooter gets them from Scoot Around. They are normally delivered to the port. In the past, it has been delivered to your cruise ship cabin. I would have to get wheelchair service from the curb through check-in and all that, and onto the ship, and then to my cabin to get the scooter. This past cruise with Norwegian, they brought the scooter to me at the curb, and I went through everything on the scooter, and it was wonderful. It's always safe to request handicap accessible rooms if you must have a scooter, because that's got the wider doors. This cruise I'm going on this week on Symphony of the Seas, I'm in a suite, and it is not a handicapped accessible suite, but the door is wide enough. And as far as the shower goes, I'm just going to request that they give me a shower stool that I can put in there so I can sit in the shower. But yeah, I don't know what questions they had, but
please ask questions again. We'll try and get that. And Chili will look at the questions and try and answer them as well. You mentioned Symphony of the Seas. Yep. I'm going to talk to Steve about that in a second, because you have an unbelievable deal on that ship, Steve. Yeah. Jay, by the way, says he's going to beat Jackie to the bar. What date? It's the date, by the way, is November the 4th, isn't it, Steve? 2023, Justin. Yeah. And also Dominic has asked, can you fly the day before November the 4th and spend the day in Athens, Steve? Now, Steve's gone a bit weird, and he's sort of just hanging on the side there. Steve, can you hear that, Steve?
I'm not sure we might have some technical issues with Steve there. Did I chase him away, Pete?
You did, Steve. He's on the side. Can you, Steve? We got a question. November the 4th. Yeah. Can you fly the day before? Can we all do that? Can we all see him? Oh, okay. We'll find out in a minute. Yeah. Who's Mr. Bucket List? Who's Mr. Bucket List?
Hello.
That guy.
Who's Mr. Bucket List?
There. No, there.
He's down beneath you, Pete.
Jay, what do you mean? What are you going to say about us, Jay? Yeah. Hi everyone, got 3 more booked. Fantastic. Looking for more.
Carol,
check out. I'm going to talk about Steve's got his amazing deals on Symphony of the Seas. I'm going to show you that. Yeah. Sonny wants to go on that one, so please do. See if he turns up again. Jackie, Royal Virtuoso be expanding our itineraries out of Southampton in the future.
Good question.
Steve, November the 4th, Athens. Can you fly the day before and have some time in Athens, or you got to go the same date?
No, this one there's huge flexibility. If you fancy a couple of nights, 1 night, 2 nights, 3 nights, you could adjust accordingly.
Yeah, and I would highly recommend that. I love Athens, one of my favourite cities. So yeah, if you want to spend 2-3 days before, there's so much to do. I would recommend that to everybody.
Chili, can you take control of the questions in a second, my friend? Because I've been asked about the Prima, so I want to show it. So if you can take control of the questions,
okay,
if that's okay, yeah,
yes,
and then we'll go to that. You need to get that question off. I've just left it on, haven't I? So where is it?
That's a good question, actually. Maybe Steve can help on that one. Virtuoso did obviously the fjords quite a bit this year. Is it going to do the same itinerary next year?
Right. Okay, let's talk about the Prima. Steve disappeared again. I think he has. I think Steve's in Wales, by the way, and I don't think the internet is that great. I've just come off this ship. It did the inaugural cruise with Katy Perry, and I'm not sure if I bumped into her actually. I might have bumped into her. They closed the studio off, so I'm not sure about that. Yeah, Steve's back on again. Yeah, so I'll tell you about that story in a second. That's the Prima. It's a brand new Norwegian ship. It's the Leonardo class, but that was their code name. It's actually now called the Prima class, but I called it that. First of all, it has a wonderful observation lounge. Look at that. And with such an amazing outdoor area, I didn't think it would have an observation lounge as well, which is just stunning at the front of the ship. And what a wonderful place to go and check, yeah? The concourse. You walk around the deck 8, it goes all the way around the ship, and there are so many areas like this. So many areas. Look at that. They've got infinity pools on both sides of the ship. Look at those. There's like that everywhere. It's literally all the way around the ship. There's just so much to see, yeah? And of course,
in Iceland is just remarkable as well.
Yeah.
I bumped into the captain, by the way. Captain Roger, you know. So I'm not sure when people
He does like
him,
a name drop, our Pete, doesn't he?
But does Roger go, yeah, Roger, or Roger now, Roger, airplane, Roger?
But are you going to tell the truth, Pete?
What?
When Katy Perry banged the bottle on the hull, Pete was down laying on the ground drinking the champagne.
Yeah, but do you know what? I mean, okay, I you can guess what kind of cruise it was for me. Yeah, I made loads of videos. I was only on board for 5 days. I was so tired. I didn't sleep the night before. I only got a few photographs, but I got the wonderful chefs on board. This is Chef Michael, and Chef Colin, Chef Nicholas, and the wonderful Lindy, who operated the drop, and he also operated the go-karts. Yeah, so I had a few goes on the go-karts. Steve, you're back.
Oh, no audio. Steve, no
I
audio.
can't myself to say you're on mute.
You're on mute, Steve. You don't want to be on mute because I want to get to this very quickly, yeah? Passion for Cruises, Steve, you've got some wonderful deals on the Symphony of the Seas. Again, this is the UK. I apologize to our Americans. We will be doing a show with loads of deals for our American friends, I promise you. Symphony of the Seas, fly cruise, 7 nights, it's a balcony is 1,500. You fly from Gatwick. Is that correct, Steve? Is it Gatwick or is it Heathrow?
It's 100% Gatwick, this one, Pete.
It's from Gatwick to Barcelona. That is the itinerary. It's only a £99 deposit. Dublin flight's £100 extra. And all-inclusive drinks add an extra £43 a night. That's an amazing ship. Symphony of the Seas. Who knows about Symphony of the Seas, gang?
I do. That's actually one of my favorite ships. So, of course, I made a documentary about Symphony of the Seas. People love it so much. The employees of the ship actually have watched and approached me because of it. It's an amazing ship. So if you all get a chance to jump on that deal, I would definitely highly recommend it. I've been on Wonder of the Seas as well, but I actually love Symphony of the Seas better. It was just a really good ship.
You prefer Symphony of the Seas to Wonder of the Seas?
Mm-hmm.
Are they similar size, Justin? Are they some? Yeah.
Yeah, they're similar size, but I would say Symphony of the Seas is more catered towards adults versus Wonder has more kids areas. But they're about the same size.
So again, we will post these on Cruises for Solos, on Passion for Cruises. We will post those tomorrow, and also about the hosted cruises that we're doing. And if you've got any other questions on that, please ask. Tips. I want to go through the gang with tips, because if you haven't cruised solo before and you're about to cruise solo for the first time, I'll start at the top. Chili, any advice that you would give for someone who's thinking of cruising solo, you know, especially if they have issues, you know, like mobility issues and things?
I've been solo for 5 years now, and if I had a partner, I don't think I'd want a partner to go on a cruise. I am so accustomed to being solo. I love it. I have never had more fun. I've met more people. I've actually stayed in contact with more people than I ever did on cruises before. So yeah, I highly recommend it.
Alison.
Yeah, if you're, I know quite a few of us stayed in the studio lounges, and they're not in the studio cabins. They're not for everyone, but they are a fantastic way of meeting people. I've been on the Epic in the studio cabins, and it's a very sociable area. And yeah, it's just an easy way to be on board if you're on your own and you haven't connected with them, to connect with so many people as well. And you've got your solo coordinator, especially on Norwegian, who will arrange things, sit down dinners, go to the theatre, things like that. So yeah, that might be for the one for you.
And Steve, Passion for Cruises does so much for the solo community, and they're not by themselves. If they're not on a hosted cruise, you still organise things for solos, don't you?
Yeah, I think from my perspective, the biggest question I get asked whenever on the front line is simply how many people are going, how many solos are going on that particular sailing. And apart from the price, it's that fear factor of being alone and making that jump into the unknown. And without a shadow of a doubt, if you could pick a cruise at the right price, but certainly where there are other solos going, you can connect with those people, and we will help you connect with those people. And you will realise that once you've done it that first time, that there's no turning back. And when we have people who've come back and said, "Thank you for guiding us through that," there, I don't need to ask you any questions this time, because it's a formality. It's straightforward.
I'm going to grab that blue band and disappear for 2 seconds. Justin, your tips, please, while I disappear for 2 seconds.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I've got mine, actually.
So when it comes to solo cruising, it's nothing like it. You will get addicted. It's so freeing. I just, like other people, I went on my first solo cruise a couple of years ago, and I can't stop. It's just, you meet so many people. Everyone's so friendly. People want to get to know you. They kind of have that search game of, oh, you're a solo cruiser as well. Let's hang out. Let's do this and do that. Especially excursions. When you're a solo and you're on an excursion, people just want to know who you are. It's almost like a big family, a temporary big family for a few days or however long you're on a cruise for. So if you're an introvert, don't worry about that. Introverts, extroverts, either way, you're going to have a good time.
Fraser.
Yeah, I think for me, my biggest tip would probably be to try and not be nervous and go to the solo traveler meetups. Like, I was probably slightly terrified of showing up in a room and saying to everyone, I'm on my own here. And I thought it might be a bit weird until I remembered that everyone else at that solo meetup is also on their own. And once you get over the nerves of that, you meet so many people. I would say that none of my cruises I've left having met no one.
There we go. And that's such great advice. I agree. Solo meeting, honestly. If you miss the first day, go on the second day. If you miss the second day, go on the third day.
Yeah, that's really a good point. So many people don't go for the whole week if you miss the first one. That's a great point.
Back to the questions in a second, because we're running short of time as always. That's what you have, Steve, the famous blue band, isn't it? Yeah. And that's what you send everybody. And so that means you can recognize, if you want to wear it, some fellow solos, which I think, and that's what you're famous for, Steve. And I'll be wearing that on October the 1st.
Yeah, it was lovely actually. Today there's a lady who posted from the ship today, and she said, "Thank you, Steve. That idea is fantastic, because a lot of people are wearing them, especially initially. They are optional, but the big thing is, that you're never alone. If you see somebody, you can. She said, I could smile with a big smile and know that we were connected. I never felt alone. I thought that was lovely today.
Yeah, it's a choice. You don't have to wear it. Chili.
I have a suggestion, and I because I have not been on one of your cruises, Steve. When you do your solo meetups, try not to have them at 6 o'clock or after 9 o'clock. 6 o'clock, especially a lot of us senior citizens like me, that's the early dinner. That's when I eat dinner. And invariably, there's solo meetups at 6 o'clock. And that just, I want to strangle somebody. Or, they're at 9 o'clock, which is too late.
Well, I plan on the first cruise that we're going to be doing on Virtuosa, having a coffee meeting in the morning around about 10:30.
Oh, now that would be awesome.
Yeah, just to go turn up and go, hi, I'm here. How's it going? Have a cup of coffee. They've got the drinks packages and things like that. I'm going to go back to the questions. I don't want to miss out for everybody. Jay says he may do the slides. Laurie says she won't be doing the slides. Depends how many.
That's you and me, Laurie.
Yeah, I'm with you, Laurie.
We'll wait and see on that one. Let's find out whether or not you actually do it. A question here. Question, can I use the dry slides to quickly travel from decks 8 to 18? Yes, you can. It's a great shortcut, yeah? And that food hall, it's stunning.
Absolutely. It looks incredible. The thing I thought about the Prima as well, it looked quite spacious. The decks look quite spacious, I thought.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's a big ship fill with 3,200 on board maximum. Yeah, it is stunning. Yeah, and yes, it does have they've kept the buffet. Unlike Virgin Voyages, they've kept the buffet. It's not as big as some of the other ones because they've got the food hall, but they have kept the buffet, which is really important. Steve, hi Steve. Is it going good? Yeah, good. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Did you ever find time in the Valiant Lady when the food hall was open? Do you know what Virgin do really well and no one else does it, gang? All day breakfast. What do you think?
That's right.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Okay.
I like all day breakfast.
That's exciting. I'm excited now.
The all day breakfast. That is something they do. And do you know what? How often do you rush to breakfast?
Yeah.
And you just
all
miss
the
it.
time.
All the time.
Yeah.
I don't even rush to breakfast. I usually completely miss it and end up having pizza by the time I get up there.
Yep.
Virgin Voyages, you've got that right. Cruise line. We want all day breakfast. Yeah. The party gang want all day breakfast. Chili, are you back from the disco by then, by the way, for your breakfast?
Me?
Yeah.
Disco.
All day breakfast, Steve.
I
Virgin
think I'm
Voyages
supposed
doing
to
all day
remember
breakfast.
what that is, aren't I?
Jackie says, great to speak to someone on scooter. Chili, what can you tell Jackie what your channels are, by the way, that you do with your specialist stuff?
All right. Well, my YouTube channel is, you can search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, or you can search for Chili Falls, spelled the longest way possible. CHILLIE, Falls, FALLS. You can search the same way on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter.
Yeah. Accessible.
Then my blog, which is specifically for accessibility, is accessadventures.net. So
yeah, Chili was followed by the New York Times, by the way, on a cruise, weren't you, Chili? And which is amazing. Jay, yes, I actually sunbathed in Iceland. I actually swam in that infinity pool looking at Iceland and was just chilling. I was by myself, no one else was there. It was beautiful, yeah, but it changes. So yes, Iceland.
Just don't tell us you swam naked in Iceland.
That's you, Chili. I'm not the one who lost his pants in the pool. You're the one who lost his pants, and Chili lost his pants in the pool, by the way, and got out and went to the bar. He got out of the pool having lost his trunks and went to the bar, didn't you, Chili?
Well, it wasn't a pool; it was the Caribbean, but it was from a water slide. Yes, that part.
He went down a water slide, lost his pants, and then walked to the bar. Yeah, sideways, absolutely. I'm trying to flick through these now quickly because I don't want to cut. Depends on blah blah blah. It's about automatic opening and closing cabin doors on a scooter.
Yeah.
Chili.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Jackie asked how easy it was to open and close on a scooter.
Automatic doors are wonderful. Oh my God! Sometimes on the scooter, especially the wooden doors, they're a bear. Supposedly, they're supposed to be set at 5 pounds of pressure. They never are. So it can be take a little bit of a push. You have to get your body in line to reach over click your card, open the handle, push with one hand, drive the scooter in with the other. It can be tough, and you'll end up getting your arms bruised. I end up coming home with bruises on both arms. But if they don't have automatic doors, you have to do that. The wooden doors are heavy and they are tough. And then you have to watch I found on this last ship, the scooter wouldn't go over the seal of the door. Got actually hung up on it. So you got to watch that on some of those heavy doors, especially on older ships. The newer ships are much better.
Chili,
Alison, can you grab this one?
Celebrity Edge, the Edge, Apex, Beyond. Have you cruised on those ships? Because quite a lot of those cabins, the door opens out into the corridor.
Yeah. That's what I understand.
Yeah.
So that'd be tricky, wouldn't it? That'd be quite tricky getting in if they open out, surely.
Well, it's the same way if you're inside and it opens in. So I mean, you just have to get used to yeah, and it can be a challenge, quite frankly. But after you do it, as many times as you go in and out of your doorway on the course of a cruise, at least if you're like me, I mean, I'm in and out of that sucker 20, 25 times a day sometimes. So
Alison, can you grab this one, please?
You get a handle.
Oh, it's from Dietmar. Hi, Dietmar. He's in Riga at the moment. What's he asking? Jewel of the Seas from Barcelona to Florida, end of October. Anyone else on the Jewel of the Seas? I haven't been on Jewel of the Seas. Have any of you guys been on it?
No, but the transatlantics are amazing.
The transatlantic. Oh yeah, I can't wait to do another transatlantic. That's definitely something I have to do. I so enjoyed my first one. It was fantastic.
Now I've been asked this question: did I meet Katy Perry?
He said he did.
I don't know. I arrived having had no sleep, so I got an early flight, and I wanted to video the studio lounge on the Prima, and I had no sleep. I'm a zombie, and I tried to get in one way and I couldn't get in, and a guy took me around in another direction and I managed to get in, and I walked in and the studio lounge had been taken over. There's boxes, there's paperwork, there's craziness going on there, craziness. And this lady sort of stared at me. And I looked at her and I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I was going to video it. She goes, oh, okay. And I'm like, well, and we had this sort of standoff. No, not nasty, sort of bewildered standoff with each other. And I went, oh, I was going to show the studio lounge for all the solo cruises on board because we can use it. But obviously I can't, And she was like, oh, okay, I don't know about that. Oh, if you want to walk around, you can. Okay, but I'm like staring at it, And then I thought, I went, well, when can I get in? She goes, I think we've got it the whole time. I was like, oh, okay, well, it's such a mess. Okay, I'll leave it then. And I walked out. She was a spitting image of Katy Perry, but I thought Katy Perry had blonde hair, but she had dark hair, this lady. And of course, she has dark hair on. And I'm not joking. I'm not sure whether she was using it as a base, which would make sense. So maybe I did bump into Katy Perry, but being an idiot, I didn't recognize her. If I had gone, hi, I'm Pete.
Boy, is that bald-headed guy an idiot?
Yes. Probably she was, yes. That's what most people think. Maureen, poor old Steve is having fun from Wales trying to stay with us, Steve. Keep coming in and out, my friend. We're going to go back to you.
There's a good one. Hi, Maureen. Maureen is one of my cruisers that I met in the fjords, and she was at my meetup yesterday. That's a good question. What currency to use in the Caribbean? Generally dollars, isn't it?
I think the ship will be priced in dollars. Yes, Alison.
Yeah. I know there's some of the islands. Is it St. Martin? When you go on one of them, obviously there's the Dutch side and the French side, and you've got the French side and there's euros, but you can still use dollars. You can use dollars or euros. So
the Bahamas have got that as well, Alison. When you go, I think it's Nassau, you can use the Bahamian dollar or US. Everywhere takes less.
We're running out of time, gang, can you believe? But we've got a big shout out to Steve P and PSC. They go more than the extra mile to set up events. There's an event for nearly all the cruises, Steve, isn't there? Where people can chat to each other who's going to be on that cruise, and they help each other out before they even get to the port and the airport. So beneficial. I don't know who you are who said that. Steve, did you send that, Steve?
Thank you.
Steve, did you send that? Steve can't hear me.
What was that for me? Could you let Steve know link of your sites? He has me on Facebook, if that's okay, Steve. Yes. Okay.
That's hilarious. I think it might have been, Dan, Cruz and Pete Allison. Hey, hi. The Arriva has arrived at the shipyard. Daniel, hi. Daniel's a regular on the ship, on the show here. Daniel, thank you for that. The Arriva has arrived at the shipyard.
That's Pierrot's next one, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's a ship I want to go on. It really does. Facebook user, is that Tracy? Hi,
Tracy. Tracy's a good user. Hi, Tracy. Still hoping we can meet at one of my next meetups. But Tracy does a lot of great cruises. I think Tracy was on Asmara recently. Tracy, remind me, I think you were on a fantastic trip on Asmara recently, which was great.
And Jay goes, Pete, meet the CEO of MSC, and now Katy Perry is everyone, Now, I'm the idiot, by the way. I'm the idiot That's on the inaugural Virtuosa cruise. First time a ship had left the UK for 16 months. I'm going up the escalator, really excited with my phone, really excited going. We're just the first ship to leave the UK in 16 months. I can't believe it. I'm so excited to go on it. And these 3 guys were coming down the escalator the other way. I just switched the phone around to them and I went, all right, chaps. And I carried on filming, got in there, really excited. Then I checked the YouTube out a little bit later on and people were going to me, Pete, you just said, all right, chaps, to the CEO of MSC, the captain and the head butler. Typical me. So it probably was Katy Perry. This completely nutter who's going, I want to film this for solos. Katy, get out. Why are you doing this? It's about the solos. It's not about Katy Perry. It's about the solo cruisers. So why are you there? Oh, dear.
Pete. By the way, I just got to point out, Allison, that looked like a super great meetup you had yesterday.
Yeah.
It was. We were there for a good 4 hours. Yeah, we had 23 of us. So yeah, and that was about the most we could have in the hotel. So yeah, I'm going to be doing quite a few more of those because there was a huge amount. We had a great group. We just chatted for ages yesterday. So 4 hours, I think we were there. Yeah, to the end. It was brilliant. So thank you to everybody that turned up yesterday. And for everyone who couldn't make it, I will be organising more soon. Definitely in Glasgow, hopefully in Edinburgh, and at some point maybe get up to Aberdeen. So yeah, look out for those.
Now, before we disappear, I'm going to ask Fraser first of all. And Fraser, when's the next cruise you're on? And tell us about your channels. Your channels where people can watch your videos and get your advice. Hi, Steve. I'm glad you're back. So Fraser, about when's your next cruise and what's your channels so people can watch your great videos?
Yeah, so first one is relatively painful actually. My next cruise is the very end of the year, so the 30th of December, which is painful because it's so far away. But I'll be bringing in the new year on Virtuosa out of Southampton.
Nice.
I'm currently trying to squeeze in another one mid-November.
Talk to Steve. Talk to Steve. Steve can sort that out for you.
Yeah, we have connected actually. And I'll be spending about a month coming up over in Sydney. So hoping to maybe get on a ship over there as well. But yeah, so my channels, you can find me on YouTube. So if you search for my name, you'll find me on there. Basically just trying to help make everyone feel a little bit more comfortable trying a cruise ship or a cruise line, because I genuinely think there's one out there for absolutely everybody. So yeah,
that's the Solo Traveller _UK, yeah?
Yeah.
Solo Traveller _UK. Justin, when's your next cruise? And tell us about your channels as well, please.
Sure. So I actually just booked this a couple of days ago. My next cruise is going to be on Thanksgiving Day. I'm on Margaritaville, one of their cruise ships. So, just the weekend cruise, and then right after that, a couple of weeks later, I'll be doing a Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady cruise. So almost back to back.
Nice.
So I'm pretty excited. As far as my channel, so like Fraser and like you all, just focused on solo traveling. So I do solo cruises, solo theme parks, solo everything, but primarily solo cruising. I love it, and I love to make documentaries about it. So people enjoy it. I love to do it.
Alison, your next cruise?
Yeah, I haven't got anything. Well, I've got next May. I think there's a few of us on that. But yeah, I'm hoping to squeeze one in on October. Desperate to do Israel, so I'm potentially looking at the Jade from Athens for a week. If not, there's a nice 9-day, I think, on the Epic. It's doing, I can't remember, it's Barcelona to Rome or something. So yeah, I hope to squeeze something in sort of mid to late October if I can.
And Cruising of Addison's your page, isn't it, on Facebook?
Yep.
People can follow you on, yeah?
Yeah.
Chile, your next cruise, my friend, and obviously tell us about your channels.
I'll leave at 4 a.m. Thursday morning to start the drive back to Miami. I sail Saturday on Symphony of the Seas.
So check out Chile's videos on Symphony of the Seas. It's recommended by Mr. Bucket List, so that's a top one to recommend. And Steve has some unbelievable deals on that, which is I'll show that again. Chile,
I have a question / suggestion. I mean, I realize that you guys, Steve, aren't in the States yet, but if some of our solo travelers are coming to y'all's side of the pond, could they then book a Passions cruise?
Yeah, they can, and they have been actually, Chile. Yeah, we have been booking American members as well.
Sweet.
That's really important to know. Thank you, Steve. We really appreciate that. That's excellent. Yeah, that's really good. Just to show you, by the way, we're gonna close up now because we've gone past the hour, which we always do.
Yeah.
I'll check a few questions, but if you want to, we got this hosted cruise on the 27th of January. There's only a few spots left on that one. It really, that's an amazing cruise. I think only flights, you said from Birmingham, the Celestial Crystal. That is November the 4th, 2023. It's an unbelievable itinerary. Again, as you said, he can organize that for our American friends. You just need to get to the UK, I guess, and do all that. So that's something we can do. And just to show you, by the way, the Symphony of the Sea deals that Steve's talked about, that is unbelievable. Yeah. 7th of May, 2023. And now that's an inside of virtual balcony, just £1,049. Yeah, that includes your flights from Gatwick. Which is just absolutely incredible. So, Steve, I'm just going to check the last few questions. I'm going to go from the bottom and see what we have here. Booked my first solo cruise on a Divina in 20 days. Nervous and excited. Anyone want to comment on that?
I loved the Divina. I loved all three of the MSC ships I've been on.
Me too.
Yes.
I really enjoyed MSC as well. Yeah.
No problems there.
I'll be
I'm
on
Symphony in March.
Oh, amazing, Katy.
Okay.
And
Katy.
I want to say hello to Lucy's mum.
Ah, hello.
Lucy's mum is here. Hi, Lucy's mum. Everyone wave to Lucy's mum. That is absolutely brilliant. Thank you, Lucy. How are you doing? Yeah. Great info. Thank you for all the information. We're trying our best. We do run out of time. Maureen, lovely to meet up with Alison.
Yeah. Great to see you yesterday again, Maureen.
Passion for Cruises does some wonderful meetups as well, which is great all around the country, which we're going to try to organise. How long would you need for over Lisbon and Barcelona airport to check in and security? Anybody?
Barcelona can be busy. I've only ever cruised to Lisbon, but Barcelona can be really busy.
Yeah.
So I would always say 2-3 hours before to be safe,
Yeah.
I think I was going to ask Steve to give a big shout out to his team, but we were going to make an announcement. Steve, can you hear me? No, we can't.
No,
just to let you, I won't let you. Just to let you know that we are working on a YouTube channel for Passion and Cruises, which we will be talking about in the next few weeks as well, where we can put a lot of the things on that channel for the deals that they are doing. They're going to have some dodgy host on it, by the way. I don't know who he is. Yeah, I know.
Katy Perry, maybe? No?
Katy Perry.
I think that's who we need. At least maybe we could have her as a guest and let Pete interview her. That would be a trip.
It's bound to have been Katy. I'm not joking. I was brain dead, but I'm sure it was her. I really am 100% sure it was her. And we're just staring at each other. But it's about 4 or 5 minutes has happened. It was quite. It wasn't quick. I'm thinking I have no sleep. I haven't been to bed. I just flown in, and I walked in, and I was going to video walking in. I wish I had videoed walking in. I was going to video it for the solos, the new studio, and I'm like, my brain couldn't process what was going on, and this lady was staring at me, and she couldn't process it either. And it was just great, So. Hi,
Alison and I have been thinking that about you for years, Pete.
Yeah.
Process what's going on. That's why we love you.
And Lucy's mum's going to be on the arcade on 6th of November. There we go. Well done, Lucy's mum. And thank you, Carol. We really appreciate that. And so Jenny as well. We really do, yeah. So I want to say thank you to first of all, Steve from Passion for Cruises, who has led the way fighting for solo deals in the UK side of things, and we are going to be doing lots of these hosted cruises. The gang, Steve, you've met the gang. Chile is looking forward to hosting a cruise. Alison's looking forward to hosting a cruise. Justin's looking forward to hosting a cruise. Fraser's looking forward to hosting a cruise. I'm looking forward to hosting a cruise. He's gone.
And you ran him off.
So I'm so happy. They have led the way and to allow us to get some great deals. And it's great to be doing these joint ventures with Passion for Cruises. I'm so happy. I'm so proud about that. But I want to say a massive thank you, first of all, to everybody watching, the solo community.
Yeah.
It's about you. It's not about us. It's about you. We're all here to help guide you the best way we can. We all look forward to hopefully meeting some of you on board. I'm so proud of the team we have here. You know, we've got some wonderful bloggers here as well, with some wonderful YouTube channels. So proud of the team. Steve, thank you. Now you're here again. Thank you so much, Steve.
Thanks,
And
Steve.
we will be talking more with more exciting news. I'll post those deals on the Cruises for Solos group tomorrow so you can see them. Give Steve, just hassle Steve P. Phone Steve P from Passion for Cruises. You know, just hassle him. He loves answering the phone, Steve, don't you? So, Steve, thank you, my friend. Thank you for that. I want to say a huge thank you to Chile for being able to get here after having you've been jabbed. You've come straight from being jabbed, but you're here. Alison, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good to do another show.
Justin, I'm so glad that you made it after your tennis. Yeah, I'm so glad that you got here. And Fraser, absolutely, thank you again, Fraser. I can't wait to talk to you from Australia. The next show, we do this the first Sunday every month. Yeah, the first Sunday every month. The next show will be broadcast on Chile's channel. Yeah, Chile will be hosting the next one because I will be on the Virtuosa, and I'll be an hour into our sailing. So hopefully I'll be able to come on board as well. But I'll be there with 300 of us. So thanks everybody for watching. We really appreciate it. Anybody want to say anything before I close up?
No, just thanks for being with us, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas.
Perfect.